Hello, everybody, and welcome to Connections. This is a forum for relationships, for expression and healing. And today we are in episode 39 already. Think about that. The title of our show today is What is Your Fear? Laughter Heals. And I do believe it does. In our show, we are offering talks and interviews regarding the most important areas of human life, such as relationships, personal expression and self-development, and also cultural development, as well as healing. And the purpose of our show is to give you inspiration and also to teach you new skills with which to handle the issues which are connected with our topics here. You can interact with us live here by typing in the comments and the questions in the chat box. And if you watch the replay, or you can leave your comments here or on YouTube. You find a link, the YouTube link. I've posted it in here in the event page, and you can watch the replay there or in our website, hangoutonconnections.com, which you find up in the banner of the event page. So before we introduce our special guest of today's show, some information about us, our hosts. I'm Heidi Hörnlein. I'm a transformational coach, and I'm also a relationship counselor. And before, I worked for more than 20 years as a vocal coach and voice therapist. And now I combine everything, and I work with people who don't really feel fully realized in their lives, and they want to reach their highest potential, their authentic voice in the world. So I'm also the founder of the cultural association Paradiso Integrale. This is a virtual and a physical space here in Italy, in Umbria, where we hold retreats and we receive guests, and this together with my husband Mark, and we invite you to come over to beautiful Italy. You can find more about that in thepowerofrelationship.com. So now I have talked enough. Over to Margarita.
Hello, I am Margarita Crystallotus from thecrystallotus.com. I'm a published author, creative artist, intuitive life and business mentor, and I help professional women overcome emotional issues and stress so that they can become happier in their relationships and also see their career flourish. I also run a healing retreat here in Kingston, Ontario, where I invite my private clients to come. And it's called Enchantment Healing Retreat. And today's topic is about laughter and how to heal fear. And I'm going to present Elaine Nieberding. Can you say hi to us?
For a moment, I had my microphone muted because going right outside my window is the trash truck that is very noisy. And so I consciously made the decision to mute it so the sound wouldn't come through, because it might. And as it went by, I decided I would let go all of my little nervous Nelliness in the moment and let trash truck just take it on away. Good morning. I'm greeting you from Bel Air, Maryland, USA, and while that is spelled M-A-R-Y-L-A-N-D, I like to spell it M-E-R-R-Y-L-A-N-D. Good morning.
Okay, wonderful, Elaine. It's great to have you. And I know you are part of diverse groups in the Chesapeake region of the USA with holistic care programs as a Reiki Master, motivational speaker, wellness educator, and even a hospital bedside cancer care nurse. And I know her mission is to inspire leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs to dump seriousness and shift from fear to love and reignite the playfulness in human relationships and daily self-care. So I wanted to know, Elaine, how did you decide to start working with laughter and becoming a yoga teacher for laugh yoga?
I don't call myself a yoga teacher. I do call myself a teacher of laughter. And let me just start off by saying laughter yoga is this, it's this grand concept that says anyone can laugh for no reason without using jokes or humor or comedy. And we do this practice intentionally. We meet together with other people. We follow a laughter leader doing these playful exercises. And the yoga part of it is simply the conscious incorporation of deep breathing into the activity. So when a lot of people think of yoga, they think of downward facing dog, they think of doing all these particular positions, and laughter yoga is not that. It is the deep breathing combined in with the laughter exercises. So you asked me, so how did I get involved in this? Let's see, in 2011, it was May of 2011, at that point in time, I had been practicing bedside nursing for about 4 years. I went into nursing in my 50s, and that's a long story. But I had been practicing nursing for about 4 years. About a year earlier, I had got a board certification in holistic nursing. And, of course, that meant I had a broad range of experience and training in different alternative and complementary therapies to tell patients about, and when at all possible, to integrate into my patient care. So here we are. It's May 2011, and on a Sunday morning, I'm watching a news program. I think it was Cable News Network. And I saw a spot about something called World Laughter Day. Well, that caught my attention, And pictured on this video spot on CNN were these different highlights of groups of people all around the world on World Laughter Day getting together and doing this practice laughter stuff. I mean, huge groups of people, 20, 100, 1,000 getting together and all laughing together. I thought, what in the heck is this? I'm curious. And what was mentioned was that all these folks were practicing intentional laughter practice, unconditional laughter, and often referred to as laughter yoga. So I decided, let me Google laughter yoga. I found out about this practice and its history, and I said, I got to learn a little bit more about this. Then a series of synchronicities happened where I found a trainer for laughter yoga out in California, where my son lives in San Francisco, who happened to be a nurse, who happened to be offering laughter yoga leader training in a integrative center that was part of a hospital at the University of California, San Francisco. And not only that, she was going to be offering nursing contact hours. So that was good as a professional. I said, well, that's it. And then interestingly, the next day, I got a call from a girlfriend of mine who lived in California who said, Elaine, 10 years ago when I was living with you and my life was falling apart, I walked into this church in Bel Air, Maryland for prayer and guidance of how to turn her life around. And she said, would you go and take a picture of that for me? I want to revisit. Would you go take a picture of the church? I said, sure. I went over there with my camera, and I'm snapping some pictures, and lo and behold, the priest of the parish comes out, and he said, he's curious about what I'm doing, and I simply told him. Well, next thing you know, he's telling me, He's been at this Episcopal church for a couple years, and his intention is to help blossom the most joyful congregation in the town of Bel Air. Well, he's saying the joy word, so the next thing you know, I'm talking about, well, I'm a holistic nurse, and I've heard about this laughter yoga thing, and I think I want to take training, and people who take training are encouraged to start a public laughter club. So I'll be looking for a place. So he said, well, let me show you our space. And it all started. Even before I took the training, I had a place to hold my laughter club, and it went on from there. So I've been laughing all the way ever since.
So, Elaine, what can you tell us about what laughter does? How does it affect the inside of the body? I mean, the topic today is what's your fear, right? And laughter heals. So can you tell us a little bit about the background, why laughing is such a healing tool?
Laughter is such a healing tool because, especially when it's extended for 5, 10 or 15 minutes or more, it makes a whole bunch of physiological changes in the body, in our body chemistry, that boosts our immune system, which helps us get the nourishment of full oxygenation, which we are shifted away from the distractions of our fearful ego mind. We get out of that place. We shift our perspective. When we're also doing the laughter exercises, which can be with big movements or narrow movements, you know, they can involve stretching. We can involve our whole body. So it is a body, mind, and spirit activity. But for those who are looking for, you know, scientific and medical validation, they're actually things that can be measured. But mostly, we feel better. Most all of us know that after a hearty laugh, or even after a hearty cry, we just feel better. Stuff that's stuck within us energetically just gets loosened up and gets set free. And another really interesting thing about laughter, hearty laughter and hearty crying, both of them, think about it, if you're laughing really hard or crying really hard, you're expelling stale air from your abdomen. I'll just demonstrate. You're getting that stale air out, okay? But it's very similar to I mean, there's a very fine line. There have been times when sometimes people will do a laughter meditation on their own. They're in a safe place. They give themselves permission to just let this fountain of laughter bubble on up for them and continue it. You might get to a point of energetic release where then your defenses are dropped, and then more of the stuckness can even come out. And then you have the permission to cry. You know, and we all know a good cry feels good, and a good laugh just feels good.
That's awesome. I think you're talking about endorphins, right?
I am.
The happy molecule.
Yeah, the happy chemicals that the body is stimulated to secrete. You know, when runners are running, that stimulates the flow of endorphins, and then they'll talk about the runner's high. Similarly, we can stimulate the flow of endorphins with this laughter practice. It's interesting. I think it was sometime in the 1970s, Norman Cousins wrote a book called The Anatomy of an Illness. And it was one of the first publications that came out that talked about the healing power of laughter. Norman Cousins was a well-known U.S. public figure. He was editor of the Saturday Review magazine, but also had some very prominent roles in business and public life. And he was diagnosed with a very serious illness, which had a lot of pain, and it was suggested that he only had maybe a few months to live. And he made a choice. He said, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out laughing. He also happened to be a close friend of the creator of Candid Camera, which was a gentleman named Alan Funt. And so Alan Funt brought over to him lots of video reels from Candid Camera. And then Norman Cousins also collected funny movies. And he made this conscious decision. I'm just going to watch funny stuff for hours and hours. And he checked himself out of the hospital and got in a place where he did have some supportive, medical assistance. But instead of the drugs or the treatments that were being suggested, he said, I'm really called to do something different. And he would laugh for hours. And he discovered if he had been laughing for an hour or two fairly continuously, the pain, which was very significant for his condition, it simply went away. And it would stay away for hours and hours. So that book became very well known and is often linked to this idea, laughter's the best medicine. It was in 1995 that a medical doctor, Madan Kataria, felt he wanted to explore more about the nature of human laughter. And it was in the 1990s that some of the first scientific inquiry about human laughter was being done. So that actually prompted him to go out into the park in Mumbai, India, and gather people together to practice laughter. And the whole laughter yoga movement was born from there. What started out with 5 people in a park gathering together to laugh is now laughter yoga being practiced in over 70 countries. There are something like 7,000 public laughter yoga clubs. And it's also spawned, I'll just call it sideways movements. There are now laughter practices taught under laughter meditation, laughter wellness, some other names. And there are places where people can go and find out where there are laughter clubs near them so they can experience this even in person.
Wow, this is impressive. I know from myself, and if I'm keeping happy, I don't have any pain, I'm not sad, what kind of conditions, like let's say, what kind of conditions, okay, Heidi, okay with you.
Heidi, hi Heidi.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that. You were talking about the endorphins and all this stuff, but by laughing, the diaphragm is so in motion, so the breath is going in such a complete, profound way, and if you do it for a long time, it is almost, like I've forgotten the name now, but where you go holotrophic breathing almost.
Holotrophic breath work.
Yes, yes. So you change the whole blood consistence by bringing so much more oxygen into it. Mm-hmm. So it's just by the breath, by the continuous deep breath, because people today, they don't breathe anymore. This was one thing I wanted to say. And then we all know for generations and generations that laughter is contagious. When somebody begins, everybody else comes in. So
there's actually a physiological factor about that. The body is wired with these things that are called mirror neurons. So when the body sees and hears laughter, the ability to laugh is heightened, it's triggered. And in the same way, if I yawned right now, okay, you watch me yawn. It's mirror neurons that make you also yawn. And interestingly, what happens when we're yawning? We get more of that oxygen into the body. Yeah. So similarly, when we're laughing and when we're bringing the consciousness to You know, it's nourishing us and blessing us in so many ways. In the practice of laughter yoga, Margarita and Heidi and all the other wonderful folks who are watching today, thank you for watching. Laughter yoga will often be described as, you know, when you start out, it's fine to fake it till you make it. And that statement attracts some people and actually repels some people. Some people will say, I don't want to force laughter. I want to do fake laughter. But the whole idea with laughter yoga and these laughter practices is we say we're willing to bring laughter to like anything. Laughter without something being conditionally funny. Laughter without a joke. Laughter without humor. Laughter without comedy. Think about it. Little children laugh a lot. In fact, babies start laughing naturally on their own around 2 months old. You know, they haven't learned, oh, what makes something funny? They're simply laughing at this joy of being alive, and that's why all the baby pictures that go around YouTube and babies laughing, we love it because it helps us trigger something inside that, like, oh, I was like that once. I wasn't conditioned with all these thoughts and worries and fears and, you know, how do I make my place in the world and what success is about and working so hard at it. The youth, the child, the baby, it's just unconditionally loving and it's unconditionally laughing. And so laughter practice helps us get back to that. We can laugh without conditions.
That reminds me, Elaine, that aren't we born happy? I mean, inside, aren't we actually accessing that perfect health, that perfect natural state? And then we get conditioned with all these stuff that we have to do, and all these abuses and whatever.
And fears, these beliefs, these conditioned beliefs that come from our cultures and our parents, because mostly we're identifying ourselves as these bodies, as these physical bodies that we have to protect. And my own belief is we're at this very interesting time in human history where individual humans are getting curious about, well, what's my true source of being? Is it this physicality, or, you know, am I a soul, or am I a spirit? So more people are getting curious about that. My own thought is, as we are tapping into that more natural state, that happy state, we are kind of connecting with our soul, our spirit, some would call it our true nature, and we help dissolve the fears. You know, there's a commonly used acronym about fear: false evidence appearing real. We think stuff can hurt us. Well, who's the us that's being hurt? Who's the me that's being hurt? And that's what we might want to get curious about. Because as we laugh about things, we might get more clear. Nothing can hurt this soul, this spirit, this eternal part of me.
Yeah, that's very important to know, that when we clear the fear, it's just our ego and our patterns inside that causes that, and then we can get down and release that and open ourselves up to all the possibility that we have. Maybe, I mean, and I think that laughing is a great way of doing this. Because, as you said in the beginning, you're breathing out the karmic air, right? The stale air, and taking in new, fresh air. And of course, it's like watering a plant, right?
Yeah.
If you don't water it, it's going to die of thirst and starvation. And I think many people can discover that that's what they're doing when they have an illness of some kind, that it's like that. It's a starvation. What do you say?
Yeah. I do agree. And it takes, again, a conscious choice. Oh, am I feeling down? Am I feeling fearful? Could I look at something differently? Could I take a different action? Could I make a different choice? Yes, I could. So I often encourage people, laughter practice is a wonderful thing to add to your self-care. And if you can first experience laughter in a group or even on an online program like this, then it's useful. Well, how can I do this again with some, repetition, with some frequency? Some people might not want to do laughter practice every day for self-care, but they might want to sprinkle it in a couple times a week. Or if you learn the elements of a laughter practice, you can even be driving to work and doing some of these laughter exercises while you're in the car. I did this regularly when I was still working in hospital nursing. The last 10 minutes of my drive into work, I do my laughter exercises. By the time I walked through that door to meet my patients and be with my team members, I was centered. My joy valve was opened, and I was able to be in a place that could be uplifted, and my energetic vibe was different too. But let's see. I want to share with you right now the words TLC. We all need to make choices every day. How do I want to give myself some tender, loving care today? And I've kind of renamed TLC with, do some timely laughter care, some today's laughter care. And would you like to experience a little laughter care routine? Follow along with me. And anybody who's watching, this is something that you could actually do for yourself every day. It takes a little willingness to be playful. Guys want to experience some laughter?
I think so. That would be really cool, Elaine. Go for it.
Okay, so imagine you're waking up in the morning and you kind of give a stretch. What's this new day going to be like? And you remember, oh, I learned to do this laughter practice. And you make a decision. I would like for this to be a day of joy, where I'm going to let joy be a part of my day. Well, how do I want to warm up my joy? How do I want to warm up my laughter? I'll start it with a deep breath. I'll warm up my giggle. I'll take a deep breath in. Just watch me once. Take a deep breath in, smile, and then just giggle on the exhale. I want to hear you, though. Vocalize it. It's just warming up your giggle. Believe me, you might wake up in the morning feeling aches and pains, and it's like, I don't quite feel that happy yet. Okay, but I'm willing. I'm willing to warm up my giggle, and that's the start to warming up my laughter. So do it again. Ha ha, ha 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 ha.
My cat is stretching out on the floor here and watching you also and rolling over. It's just stretched out like this. It's hilarious.
Okay, so you start out by warming up your giggle, and then let's say you're going to head to the bathroom to do some morning personal hygiene, but on the way you walk past the mirror. Okay, so you look in the mirror and it's like, oh, it's my scarecrow hair, because your hair's all mussed up from sleeping. So you go, so pretend you have a mirror, look at your pretend mirror, laugh at your scarecrow hair. Heidi, I want to hear you. This is participatory. Everybody there, just pretend you're looking at your scarecrow hair in the morning. Okay.
Elaine, I can't believe this. You're even get my cat involved.
Well, hey, it's all perfect. Okay, so then you can pretend that someone has given you a set of laughter toiletries. Okay? Laughter toiletries. They're very special. So you go in the shower, you disrobe, you turn on the water, and then you get out your laughter soap. played, you had fun. Okay, you get out your laughter soap. Get out your laughter soap. Here we go. You're going to take a deep breath in and laugh as you suds all over. Deep breath in. Okay, it feels so good to cleanse of all your mental garbage. Okay, then let's do a rinsing, cleansing breath. Water come on over us. Deep breath in, deep breath, long exhale out. Okay, might as well do a little laughter shampoo. Get out your little laughter shampoo. Here we go. Okay, another rinsing breath. Okay, you've cleansed yourself off. You've incorporated the laughter. Now it's time to get out of the shower. Pretend you have a big towel, and you're going to do the laughter chant. Watch me once. It goes like this. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. 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 You're drying yourself off. Let me hear you. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Towel and dry your hair. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Laugh from your belly. Ho, ho, ha, ha. Okay, you're dried off. Now it's time for your morning vowel movement. You're going to sit on your little throne in your bathroom. I didn't say bowel movement. I said vowel movement. As you sit there and do this with me.
Demonstrate this now, okay?
What?
You demonstrate that right now, okay?
No, no, no. I said vowel movement. V for vowel. We're just going to laugh on all the different vowels.
Okay.
E. In yoga breathing, you take a long inhale and a long exhale. So it's fine when you do the laughing. Keep laughing until like all of the air comes out. Okay, let's try it again on ooh. Okay, and like Santa Claus, who goes, ho, 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 laughing from the belly, laughing from the diagram. Okay, let's get in your ho, ho, ho. Deep breath in. Ho, 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 Now, pausing, you might be in an environment where other people are sleeping, and they may not appreciate you doing all your morning laughing routine loud, and they're going, oh my God, she's doing it again. So, guess what? Anytime you want to do intentional laughter, you can actually do it without the loud vocalizing. You can do it as silent laughter. So, just like me. You can do any of these exercises without the loud vocalizing.
You certainly got us laughing there.
Well, that's the whole idea, but I'm not done. There's another important one to remember. You know, you could continue brushing your teeth and kind of as you're brushing, but you never want to forget that in your laughter toiletries was a very large spool of not dental floss, but mental floss. Mental floss. So here you go. Take out a very large string of mental floss. String it through from ear to ear. And what is the intention? You want to get out that mental grit. You want to bust that fear. Dump those preconceptions and worries you have for your day. So let's do our mental floss and laugh. And we're going to be loud and vocal again. And if you're watching again on the live or on the replay, laugh along with us. Here we go. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. A gentle mental floss. Or when there's something really stuck in there, you got to walk it vigorously. Get out that mental grit. Very good. Very good. Yay!
You did it.
So if you go to a laughter club or follow along with some laughter exercises on a YouTube video, you might see the laughter leader doing this very good, yay thing. You know, it's just to reinforce, yeah, you're doing a good job. You're letting yourself get involved. You're letting your playful spirit come alive again. And that's what it's about. But it starts out sometimes, as I said, faking it until you make it. If you're faking it until you're making it, you're at least abiding with the intention. I want to feel better. I want to shift my experience. I want to come into this place of love and joy again in my mind, my heart, my body, my spirit. And gee, that's what I want to bring forth in the world today to help, you know, bring a blessing and let my own natural gifts be more present in the world. Let them come out. The world needs our love, our joy, our compassion, and laughter can help fuel it. Think about it. Laughter is the universal language. For people that learn laughter yoga all around the world, I know laughter yoga leaders from all around the world, there's a core of about 40 exercises that we all learn. Guess what? You can demonstrate them. You don't even need much English. This is laughter milkshake. They all know laughter milkshake. Do it with me. A, and then drink. Shall we all have one? Everyone who's watching, let's make a laughter milkshake. A, pour it. A, I want to hear you. I want to hear you. A.
I was muted. You couldn't hear me.
Well, shame on you, Heidi.
But I did the exercise. Please.
If we do this again sometime, you'll have to unmute because once again, the sound of laughter will trigger the ability for anyone who's watching or listening, you know, to participate. It's those mirror neurons. It's so cool. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is a little taste of a TLC, today's laughter care routine. And for those that would like to do something like this or learn more about laughter yoga, I have an ebook I know you were going to ask me, but I'm jumping right in.
I was going to ask you, you're a mind reader, and I want to know now, what do you have to offer for the people who wants to learn this so badly? You know, we need people like you in the world.
If you visit www.yeslaugh.com, easy to remember, join my email list. On the front page, there is a, sign up for my email list, and I will send you an ebook that's called TLC, Today's Laughter Care. Within it, there will be a review of what's laughter yoga. This daily laughter self-care routine is in there. There are links in there, so if you want to look for a laughter yoga club that might be near you, there are a couple links there with databases that list those. But if you're on my list, you will be notified of other laughter yoga hangouts that I'm doing or trainings, and you can participate from the comfort of your home. And that's why these hangouts are so great. Google has given us this free platform, and now we can giggle on Google together.
Elaine, this reminds me, you are beginning a show, aren't you?
I am. I love to do wordplay, and as I said, I believe we're going through these. It's like a cosmic speed up. Everybody feels like, oh my gosh, time is going so quickly. And so we feel the stresses of life. I feel like this core of love is just pushing up within every human being, trying to get them to push away their fears and, their sense of difficulty in the world. So we're all in these shift times together. And so this show is called the Holy Shift Show. Like, what in the heck is going on with this rapid-paced time? How can we get through it more gracefully? So I'm going to have different guests on. We'll often be doing wordplay. We may be doing laughter exercises from time to time, or I'll be highlighting specialists who can address this thing. How are we getting through these shift times with more grace, ease, and sense of connection? And the first show is called F words. Fear, failure, fulfillment, freedom. We can choose. What do we want? What do we want to experience? How do we want to feel? So this show will debut next Tuesday. That is October the 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you're on Google Plus, if you plus me, circle me, Elaine Nieberding, or send me a notice that you would like to receive an invitation, we will make sure that you can watch the show. So we're getting ready.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of this show today, and I wanted to ask Heidi, what is your takeaway from this episode?
My takeaway that we as a society have, how do you say, dislearned laughing. We are so burdened by everyday life, and that is available and for free. And I'm so grateful that Elaine is one of the people, my sister, for instance, is a laughter yoga teacher too, that there are people out in the world who really bring it out and tell people you can influence your own mood, you can influence your own way of being with such a thing which is easy. Everybody can do it. You just have to overcome a sort of shyness or awkwardness and then go somewhere, as Elaine said, where the others take you into the laughter room, let's say, in the laughter space. And it's a very good reminder, and I should do it more often. My husband is always laughing. I should join it more and more. Thank you, Elaine.
Well, my takeaway is this, that the stale air and the stale emotions are really being released, and I could feel that in my belly. So what is your takeaway here, Elaine?
It's all about freedom. We are free to choose every single day when we wake up, and in every portion of the day. Do we want to feel free? Do we want to feel energetic and love is flowing through us? We can choose to open that door, yes or no. Well, the laughter tool and laughter practice is just, it's a tool that you can add to your toolbox, and it is your choice. Would you like to set yourself free with something that you already have within you that you did easily as a child? You can tap into that joy, that free spirit again, with a little laughter and with a decision to daily, give yourself some laughter care from TLC.
Thank you so much, Elaine, for coming, and I'm really glad that you accepted our invitation, and we might want to invite you again for the next steps. So Heidi, we have a episode next week. Can you talk about that?
This is a little bit out of the box episode because it is called Mamma Mia, Italy. So it is about Italy, and I have invited, I live in Italy, I'm German, live in Italy. I have invited guests who either are foreigners living in Italy or are Italians living somewhere else. And we want to talk about this beautiful country and how it is, for us. Why do we live here, and why do we choose not to live here? And, a little bit explore. I know that many of Americans and Canadians love Italy, or at least they have the idea they want to come and see it. So we will a little bit go around. We have one real Italian person who is still living in Italy and has no idea of going away. So you have all the perspectives from many different people, and I think it will be fun, first of all, and you will learn something about Italy.
Thank you so much. And for those who are watching, we're going to have the replays on our website, the Hangout on connections.com. And so you're welcome to go and see that and see all our other replays. And we have several series of mini-series that is posted on that page so that you can actually access them all at once. So I'm thanking you for watching, and Elaine, do you have a final goodbye here?
We'll just do it with laughter. And from my heart, I'm so appreciative to everyone who's watching, and to Heidi and Margarita. There is a laughter exercise. It's just appreciation laughter. We take this deep breath in. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, bye now.